So you were saying you have a list of problems that you feel like are creating these retirements.
Yeah, so I think that first one is like, that opportunity overload with being like, I think I can scale, but you're actually incredibly unscalable. The other one is like the first version of yourself that started this is a risk taker, right? All of us are risk takers in that sense that we like put ourselves out there on the internet to be like, I don't know, maybe this idea is good and has something. And I do think that once you find success and you do build a company, you go from being a risk taker to a risk manager. And you develop like a new reward system and a new relative zero, as we've called it before on the show, which is like, what's 0 views? For some creators, that's 1 million views. For some creators, that's 100,000 views. But I think risk management is it's just not as fun. There's not as much dopamine involved in risk management, where you're like thinking about an idea, and instead of pursuing an idea you like, you're going to pursue the idea that works. And I think that shift is a dramatic shift of going from I'm a creative who expresses ideas that come to me to I'm a risk manager who's like, what do people want to see? And I think that is another thing. These are all problems that I think everyone should just be aware of like, where am I on that spectrum of being a risk taker to a risk manager? And have I set myself up to be able to take some risks still? Because if that's just that is the type of person you are. If you started a YouTube channel, you like taking risks. So you have to have some of that. Like you have to have some of the risk, putting yourself out there on new experimental things. Otherwise, it's going to get a little mundane.